Right here, right now, it is my pleasure to introduce you to somebody that brings energy, vision, and heart into everything she does. She's a driven entrepreneur with a deep passion for her family, her business, and her own personal growth. And when she's not in the office brainstorming new ideas or turning concepts into reality, you'll find her pushing her limits on a run or proudly cheering her boys on the sports field. She believes that personal growth is the key to unlocking success, and she lives that belief every single day. Whether it's through reading, learning new skills, or connecting with like minded people, she's always looking for opportunities to level up. She's passionate about making meaningful impact. And today, you're going to get to experience a little bit of that yourself. Please help me welcome Ronel Otto and her talk, Beyond the 21 Kilometers.
Do you have any idea how far 21 kilometers is on your feet? As I stand here today, I'm reminded of a journey that began with an unexpected step into a world I never knew I'd fall in love with, running. But now, at my age, it was the beginning of finding myself in a way I never imagined. I was no runner at school or even in my 20s or 30s. In fact, in my mind, running was for people who needed to be punished and for people in the military, not for me. In school, I was the average kid, just big enough to be there but small enough to hide when the challenges were set. I was content to make myself small, not to be noticed for the big things. Yet, something sparked within me. Perhaps it was the quiet voice saying, "What if?" Maybe it was simply needing to answer a question only I could hear. What am I capable of? At the age of 40, I started training to do my very first half marathon, 21 kilometers. I remember that first awkward run, breathless after 2 blocks, laughing at myself, thinking I'd run like the wind, but meanwhile, I felt like a hippo wearing the latest Nike trainers. During those early struggles, something happened. With each step, I discovered resilience I didn't know I had. I wasn't fast and I wasn't fit, but I showed up. This takes me back to when I was only 18 and felt the need to prove who I could be, thinking it would be a quick and easy ride. An entrepreneur I wanted to be. I wanted to have it all, driving the cars, wearing the brands, and living in the neighborhood. You will never find another me, was I thinking. How wrong could I have been? I had the dream and I had the willpower. For me, that dream was set in stone, but I still needed the blueprint to get there. For years, the road wasn't straight, but I kept going. It was like navigating on the busy M1 in Johannesburg. Life surely didn't play out like a neat PowerPoint presentation with a fancy clicker, clicking flawlessly from one slide to the next, all in the right order. It was more like a roller coaster at Gold Reef City, wildly confused. Sometimes like a volcano, simmering or about to erupt. Well, the confusion didn't stop, but with my Nikes laced, this helped me through my 20s and 30s. Sometimes, with twists and turns like walking through a maze, you never know the right or the wrong way. You know, when you start a business too young, it's like giving a toddler a key to a F1 racing car. You will collide before you ever learn how to drive. At 35, this is exactly what happened to my husband and I. We collided. Financial crisis. We smashed the car. We received the keys too early and the humiliation was real. During this time, I realized the amount of obstacles in front of me. It felt like a huge mountain, but I acknowledged that mountain was me. I needed to embrace these obstacles and turn them into opportunities. I worked hard on myself, still running through the maze, but finding my inner strength, developing resilience, and rebuilding myself. I still wasn't sure of how, but I used these lessons as my blueprint. As I headed into my 40s, running taught me a beautiful lesson. Nothing comes cheap. The price tag to growth and greatness started with me. The right time was 2024. At 45, something shifted profoundly. I embraced social media and I discovered a whole world out there. I started to invest, not just money, an investment far greater, my time, without guilt. I stumbled upon the universe of self-learning. I started reading books and listening to podcasts. YouTube and Audible became my dear friends. Jim Rohn said, "Work harder on yourself than you work on your job. You will become unstoppable." So true to running for 21 kilometers. The changes didn't manifest overnight. It was the small, consistent steps towards becoming a better version of myself. What a wake-up call that was. Where have I been all my life? I fueled myself and my drive to expand my potential and started chasing my goals. This was my gift to me. Running the half marathon and hearing the crowds cheer, it reminded me of a story about a frog that decided to climb to the top of a tall tree. All the other frogs shouted, "It's impossible! You're too small and the wind is too strong." But the frog kept going, branch by branch, until he reached the very top. How did he do that? The frog was deaf. He thought they were cheering him on, and exactly what I needed to do, cheer myself on. I want to challenge you. Go a little deaf to the doubt, to the fear, and to the opinions that don't pay your bills. Never stop being a student. Reading books can save you years of making mistakes. Empowering people is not about individual success. It's about creating a wave of positive changes to build each other, our businesses, and communities. Cheer each other on. If you ever feel it's impossible, remember, it is possible. If you ever feel you are too small, you are the perfect fit. My name's Ronel, and I've turned my mountain into a volcano, overflowing and sharing it with the world. May the journey of resilience, growth, and self-discovery continue to guide us, and that may mean starting with a pair of Nike Tackies.